Hello and welcome to Contour and Conspiracies. My name is Audrey. If you want to see how this look was created, please stay tuned. And please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you. Alrighty, so to start today's look, guys, you're going to want to start off with your serum and moisturizer. For today, I have already gone in and done mine, so we're not going to worry about it. After that, you're going to follow up with your brows. I know last time we started with our foundation and everything. However, today we're just going to mix it up, start with the brows. That's what I feel like doing. We are going to use the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in Cool Brown. The spoolie end on mine has unfortunately broken, so I'm just going to be using it from a different eye pencil. First, we are going to go in and brush out the brows. Alrighty, now we are going to take the pencil end of this tool, and just like last time, we are going to go ahead and do a nice line at the bottom of the brow, a little closer so you can see. Don't worry if it gets a little messy. We will be cleaning it up later with a little bit of the micellar water and the concealer. You want to get a nice defined line here at the bottom of the brow. It's going to be our foundation. Alrighty, we're going to follow this up and align the top here. I like to start a little closer to the edge of this straight line, just so once you've gotten to the front, it's a little lighter, so it's not going to be as blocky. And as you can see, once I get to this part right here, I do like to take my pencil and kind of flick it down, give it that really nice arched shape. That's just the shape I like my brows in. Do your brows however you feel comfortable. Alrighty, now that we have the top and bottom lined, we are going to go in and just lightly fill it in. You don't need too much product. You are going to be blending it, so it'll be nice and smooth. And just like last time, we're not going to go all the way to the end. I'm going to go in and do the other side, and then we'll blend them out and clean up, and we're all good. Okay, now that we have gone in and filled in both of our brows, we're going to blend them up really nicely. You're going to start with an upward motion at the inner brow. It just helps to get it really nice and feathered, a nice transition from front to end. Wonderful, both brows have been brushed out. We're gonna go in and clean them up with a Q-tip and some micellar water. Follow that up with some concealer, and I'll be right back with you. Alrighty guys, and we are back from concealing and cleaning up those brows. As you can see, they are gonna be more defined, and they're just gonna look more cleaned up in general. It's just a more professional, more worked on look. After that, we are going to go ahead and do our face. So we are going to go in with our wonderful foundation. Today I'm using the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Hydrating Foundation in Fair Beige. And get us a nice shake. We are going to be using our fluffy, dampened beauty blender here in conjunction with our wonderful foundation. Take the little brush, just get a nice amount all over the face. Okay. We've got that foundation on. We're going to go ahead and blend it in with this dampened beauty blender. I do like to start with my forehead. Should put my hair back. Make make sure you get it all nice and blended in. You don't want anything streaky or any spots without it. You will be able to tell, in my opinion. Make sure you get it all nice and blended in. Okay, once you have that foundation nice and blended in, you are going to take your contour. I like to use both the cream and powder contour. I find it just gives me a little bit more definition, and that's just what I like to go for. This time again, I'm going to be using my NYX Wonder Stick Highlight and Contour Stick in the light and medium shades. I'm going to be going in with the medium here. We're just going to go in and carve out our cheekbone right here. Okay. I am going to add a little bit right here. Today we're going to be doing a cut crease look, and I like to add this little part in. I find it just adds a little bit more definition to your eye look as well. Carve up this side here. I'm going to go under our mouth, under the nose, and down the sides. Get a really nice and defined contour in the nose. Okay. Again, I like to do my jaw. Okay, we are going to follow up that contour with the highlight shade. I like to do them both at the same time. I find it's just easier to get a nice seamless blend when I'm working with both. It's different for everybody. Do what you like. Alrighty, we are going to go back with that dampened beauty blender and get all of this nice and blended in, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back. We have gone in and blended in the contour and highlight that we had on with this here beauty blender. We are now going to go in and set it with this Becca setting powder. I like to go in at first on my under eyes, smile lines, and any other places that get a little creased throughout the day with my little beauty blender here. I'm just going to get a little bit on the end and just pat it in. Okay, now that those spots have been set, we're going to go in with a nice big fluffy brush and lightly brush the rest of our face with that setting powder just to get a nice even coverage. Okay, now that we have finished setting with that light powder, we're going to go in with that powder contour. Today I'm going to be using the Pacifica contour and bronzer palette. I'm not sure what shade this is. There's no, it's pretty old so I can't tell, but I would say it's a really nice medium shade. And I'm going to be using an angled blusher fluffy brush with this. Okay. We're going to take a bit of that contour shade and highlight the cheeks here. Now that we have finished applying the powder contour to the cheeks and the hairline, I'm going to follow up with the blush. Today I'm going to be using the Lovecraft Beauty blush palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. Today we're going to be using the Altheta shade. It's a very nice light pink shade. I'm just going to be using a nice fluffy blush brush, taking a little bit of the product and applying it to the apples of the cheeks. I also like to take a little bit and put it under my nose. I just like it as a cute addition. It's really just up to you. Okay, and finishing it up with a bit on my chin and the tiniest bit on that hairline. Again, just making everything super warm and cute. Alrighty, now that we have finished the facial products, we're going to begin with our eyeshadow. Today we are going to be using the Ace Beauty Grandiose palette. A little dirty, but here are the shades. We're going to begin with a little bit of the patchouli shade. It's this very soft tan color. We're going to be putting that in the middle of our eye as a nice transition color. We're going to apply that with a fluffy brush. Okay. Pick up some of the product and apply it to the center of the lid. And we are going to be blending like crazy. Make sure you don't get too muddy, but you also want to make sure that there are no super defined lines unless intentionally put there. Okay, now that we have that transition shade laid in there, the patchouli, we're going to follow it up with the cinnamon here. It's a nice warm, kind of orangish brown color. I'm not going to get too much because it is a really pigmented color. And we're going to do our best to keep it above the crease line. Since we are going to have that cut crease, it'll just be a little bit easier to clean it up if there's not too much of the dark shade there. And you can even start to use it to carve out that shape that you're going to want to achieve. Alrighty, and just for a little bit more definition, we know we like the smokiness here. We're going to follow that up with a color from another shade, the Butter London Natural Goddess palette. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Temptress, just a very, very little amount at the very end here, just to add a little bit more darkness. I'm even going to use a little bit of a flatter, fluffy brush. Okay, just the smallest amount. Use that to further carve out that line. Okay, and now that I have that shade laid in there, I'm going to blend it out. And I don't have my little sticky note on there today because I am going to be adding concealer. I'll just clean up the line then. Okay, perfect. Now that we have that darker shade laid, we're going to go back in with our concealer and just carve out the bottom half, making sure that it's a nice, even, light shade to put that eyeshadow on. And we can use the same thing we used earlier for our brows, that flat brush and the same concealer. Okay, we have it all carved out with that concealer. We're going to take a nice light shade and just apply it to that area now. I haven't actually decided what shade I want to do. Okay, the light shade we're going to be using today is from the Autobomb Pick Perf palette. Last time we had this palette, we used it for the primer. Today we're going to be using it for that St. Charles tan color right here. We're going to go in with a flat brush. Okay, we're going to pick up plenty of that color there. We're just going to apply it to this area. Okay, now that we have that light St. Charles color applied to our lids, we're going to take a nice flattened brush. I'll probably just use the same brush here and apply a beautiful shimmer to our brow bone and inner corner. We're going to be going in with the Enchantress shade from the Natural Goddess palette. Take just a little bit here. It is very shimmery, so you don't need too much. It has a nice golden tint to it. I'm just going to apply it to the brow bone here. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit on just the corner of the brush, a small surface area. I like to kind of brush upwards just a little bit, not enough to damage your brush. We're going to close the eye. I found is the easiest way, and just kind of a very light sweeping motion over the area you want to apply that shade to, just so you don't get too wide of an area. Wonderful. We've got those inner corners and brow bone highlighted with the Enchantress shade. I do have eyeliner this time, so we're going to go ahead and follow that up with the Revlon Colorstay Skinny Liquid Liner in Blackout. Here is the brush. I'll go ahead and show you here. It's a nice dark black eyeliner. I'm just going to do a quick little wing and we'll be right back. Okay, now that we have finished up applying those wings, we're going to go in, and I've decided I'm going to add a little bit of a color pop to the bottom lash line. Sometimes I just like to do that. And I'm feeling like this is kind of an ethereal vibe. I don't know, it's just me. So I'm going to go in with the Star color. It's like this nice shimmery green color from the Natural Goddess palette. Again, we're just going to take a flatter, fluffy brush. Just get all that color off that we had on there before. Perfect. I like to get it right on the edge of the brush there. It gives you a little bit more control about where you're putting it. Actually, and again, we're going to start at the end of our eye and blend inwards, making sure that this is a darker area and this is going to be lighter. It just adds a little bit more of a highlight, giving you a bigger eye rather than making your eyes look smaller. And keep it as close to the lash line as possible. You don't want it to look muddy. And if you have brown eyes, green and purple as well as orange colors are really nice complements to your eye. Just really nice earthy tones in general are going to make your eyes pop a little bit more, as well as some jewel tones. Okay, and that's just the faintest amount of green just to add a nice little pop of color in there. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye. Alrighty, now that we have finished our eyeshadow look, we're going to end it all with our wonderful mascara. This is the same one we used last time, the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara in Super Black. Alrighty, just gonna get our mirror. Okay, mascara on, we're gonna go in with our highlighter, followed up with some setting spray, and then we'll be back to do some lashes. Alrighty, we're gonna finish up with some lipstick and lashes today, my two favorite words. I think we're gonna go ahead and use our Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick. This is the shade Babe Alert. This is like a little sample. It is such a pretty pink shade. Here is the applicator. As usual, we're going to start over here on the side and draw in. Same with the other side, and very gently pull down. As I pull down, I also like to pull down this way. It helps to keep it from drifting too far up. On the bottom, you want to hug with the bottom of the applicator tip. It helps to kind of press down for me. I'm going to start this inner corner and just pull. Alrighty, and other side. Okay, and use the flat side to fill in the main areas. Today we're going to be using a wonderful pair of lashes, and obviously they're from Natalie Ann Cosmetics. They are the Katarina lashes. These lashes are crazy long and wispy, super light, and just absolutely beautiful. Perfect for an ethereal look like this. Absolutely fit for a princess. Here's what they look like. We're going to go ahead and get these applied using the Strip Lash Adhesive with Aloe Clear from Kiss. And to assist us with that, we're going to use the lash tweezers. You can also get these from NatalieAnnCosmetics.com. You can follow them on Instagram at NatalieAnn_cosmetics. They always have crazy deals, and truthfully, for the quality that they are, they're not as expensive as they should be. Alrighty, we are back. We're going to go ahead and take our wonderful Katarina lash here. I have her all cleaned up and ready to go. And we're going to apply her today with this here glue. Just like last time, we're going to go ahead and take just the smallest amount. I like to squeeze it away from the lash so in case too much does come out, you don't have to worry about getting it everywhere. Here we go. We're going to gently dab it on that lash band there. Not too much product so it dries in the right amount of time. Okay, and once I feel like I have enough on there, we're going to go ahead and spread it out, making sure that the entire band is covered in that glue. Full coverage means that it will stick all day. Get it all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. Perfect. Okay, now that we have that glue nice and applied, we're going to wait about 30 to 45 seconds for it to become tacky, so we can apply it as close to the lash line as possible and have a flawless lash look. Okay, now that it has been about 30 to 45 seconds, we're going to go ahead and take this lash and get it as close to the lash line as possible, making sure that it adheres from tip to end. Okay, now that we have gone in and applied those lashes, here is our completed look. As you can see, these lashes are absolutely long, and they're definitely ridiculously long, but you know what? They are beautiful and wispy and light and airy, and they just sound like whipped cream, and I love them. And they're from an absolutely wonderful Latina-owned, small business, and you gotta support small. So thank you for joining me today. If you liked what you watched, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and even leave a comment below if you have any advice or you just happen to like something a little bit more.